In this video, we're going to complete our not or null hypothesis statistical testing approach by calculating the associated p-values with our t-values from our correlation matrix. So I'm going to copy over the headings one more time. So I'm going to take these headings and copy that. I'm going to move over a couple of columns. I'm going to paste that, and I'm going to copy the labels here in this column like so, and I'm going to paste, and I'm just going to indicate p-value for these items right here. So I'm just going to scroll over. Now I'm going to issue a command in Excel to calculate those p-values associated with these t-values that we calculated. So I'm just going to go. I'm going to skip the diagonal and just go right to the first one between score and study. And to calculate the p-value, I'm going to hit the equal sign and issue the Excel command TDIST for t-distribution. I'm going to shift 9 for open parenthesis, and I'm going to enter the actual t-statistic, or I'm just going to click the cell for that that contains that t-statistic. I'm going to hit the comma. Here is where I enter in the degrees of freedom associated with that t-value. And so the degrees of freedom, I'm just going to type in the number 98 because that's 100. 100 participants subtract 2 is 98, comma, and I'm going to type in the number 2 and close parenthesis, and the number 2 indicates that this is going to be a two-tailed test. And I hit enter, and we see that we have a very small p-value at 1.5899 raised to the, or times 10 to the 10 raised to the power of negative 11. So this is much smaller than the 0.05 standard. So I come back up to this cell. I'm going to grab the bottom right hand corner and I'm going to pull down so the p-values are calculated automatically for the correlation between score and sleep, score and practice. While those cells are highlighted, I'm going to grab the bottom right hand corner again and pull it all the way over. Now I'm just going to go ahead and delete the ones, delete these ones, and delete that. So what we're looking at here is that we see that the correlation coefficients are statistically significant, which means that we reject the null hypothesis that the population coefficient is equal to 0. So we're saying that these correlations are not equal to 0 for the correlation between score and study, score and sleep, score and practice, as well as study and practice. So we see a p-value of 0.65 and 0.76 associated with the correlation coefficients of negative 0.045 and negative 0.03. That tells us that these correlation coefficients are not statistically significant. So in reporting simple correlations, what we want to do is report the actual R value, minimally the t-value with the associated degrees of freedom, and in this case the degrees of freedom are 98, and the p-value that accompanies each t-value for the bivariate correlation that we see at the intersection of each of the contained within each of these cells. So this ends this video on generating the NHST for simple correlations.